Welcome to the Koffe Brown Show, where we stir up conversations as rich as your morning coffee.
What up, what up, what up, what's good, J Fib, what's poppin'? Man, you've been gone for a minute, out here living your best life. What's up? Jason, is Jason here? Jason, can you hear me? Jason, I am guessing that Jason cannot hear me, y'all. All right, so he'll be back in a minute. He'll be back in a minute. So something's going on with his technology. It seems like every time when he goes live with us, something goes on with his technology. So he'll be back in a minute. So as you guys are coming in, hop in, say what's up, say what's popping to me, say how you doing, Coffee, what's good with you. I am going to go ahead and get this spread out over all of our social media platforms, and we're going to get into our topic for tonight while we're waiting on Jason to hop back into the studio. So what is going on in the world? It's so many things going on in the world right now, family. And to be really, really honest with you, a lot of it is quite scary, to be really frank with you. So many things going on with our government, so many things going on with different products that we've been using and services, and it's just a lot going on. So here recently, what I found out is that something is going on with the products that we use, like our Clorox, our Fabuloso, all of those different products. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up. Go do some due diligence about the things that have been going on with products for your home and all of those things. Go do your due diligence. Check out what they've been saying about the challenges that it can cause for your immune system, your skin, and all of the things. Check it out yourself, and then come back and share with us in the comments what you discovered and what you actually found out. My boy Jay Thib is back in the building.
Yeah,
so,
man. This time I got kicked all the way out.
What up? What up? What
man,
up?
living and loving life. I don't know what it is about this program. This time it didn't just mute everybody else. It kicked me out the whole darn thing. But whatever.
Get out the club, man.
I know it don't like me, man. It don't like me.
Man, it don't want you, man. It don't want you, man.
It don't want me, man. Know what I'm saying, man?
What you saying, man? Don't say, man. Don't say, man.
Right.
I was just talking about, the things that's going on with our products. And, interestingly enough, I was talking about like our health products and all the things we use for our skin and stuff like that. So interestingly enough, Jason, I saw yesterday, I was actually checking out some footage from the Wall Street Trapper.
Mm-hmm.
And he was sharing how, man, it was crazy too. It was what you talked about some months ago. You remember when you were talking about how all of a sudden the billionaires are all interested in agriculture,
Mm-hmm.
Buying up all the farms and all of this kind of stuff. Well, he confirmed it, and it was crazy because he does this deep dive research stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of did some deep dive myself, and what I discovered was, at first I was like, man, this can't all be true. But I did discover that quite a few extremely affluent and wealthy people have taken farms from families that have had them for generation after generation after generation after generation. And now they brought up all the farmland, all the agriculture, buying up the animals and stuff like that. And I was like, why would you all of a sudden want to be so deep into agriculture? Well, that's our food.
Yeah, about to say they're controlling the food source.
They are truly after the food source. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I said, I was telling somebody earlier, I said, Jason said something about this, and he'd been talking about it for a while. And what was going on with all these, multi billionaires and these extremely affluent individuals, and they were actually buying up farms. And I was like, no, that don't sound right. And then when I started looking deeper into it, I was like, oh my goodness, they literally are buying up these people.
And if you think about it, if there's two ways to look at this. So basically, if they're buying up the food sources, Then you got people like Bill Gates and a couple other billionaires that own about 80% of the farmland and stuff. They're, and then think about it, they're pushing synthetic meat, fake meat, right? And now they got it approved to where it can show up in your grocery stores. But you also have these billionaires, if they're buying their own land, right? Then basically they have control over their own food source. And I got some people who are like, well, why am I so interested in acreage? And that's another reason why I'm interested in acreage, because at some point I can
You're gonna have to
foresee
grow your own.
myself having to do some farming and put my own cows and stuff on there so that way I can have what I need just, for the fam.
Right. Yeah, just out of regular everyday stuff, not even anything extraordinary, extravagant, just regular
Right.
everyday household usage.
Correct.
One of our viewers is saying that Brand Basics is a great alternative for products that do not have chemicals, and also Natural Natosha has great personal care and home product swaps. Thank you for that, Salt Honey. So yeah, one of our viewers was just talking about when I was sharing about the different products and the chemicals that have been impacting our body, like the Clorox bleaches and the Fabuloso and all that kind of stuff. And they've been talking about how dangerous these products are. So I actually started using, and Jason, you'll appreciate this because we've been in this industry for a long time. Melaleuca products.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah, man, they got this whole actual shoppers club where you can take all of the regular products that you normally were going to buy anyway and replace them with organic, earth-friendly products and just exchange everything for what you were buying in the store anyway. And quite frankly, like their cleaning products, man, they last for a long, long time. Like
I like it.
Yeah, and then I started using, the company pharmacy for the health and wellness products and all that kind of stuff to kind of stay away from mainstream lines and things like that, and not being able to really determine if they have tested the products, how they tested the products, are they testing them, in an earth-friendly way, or are they testing them and harming animals and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of got away from that and kind of went towards more things like that. And two, family, if you don't know this by now, and Jason and I always have this conversation, whenever you're referring people to brand lines and different products lines, you need to do business with people that do business with you, and even you do business with yourself is very important. So when you go out and you share these different brand names and different brand lines, how is that impacting your family's fiscal growth? Are you and your family benefiting from you always supporting these different brands? And, oh, I got this from here and I got that from there. Oh yeah, I got this and that. And they're not offering you a dime to market for their product and service. So just be aware of that. Be aware of that. And in the industry, you don't have to build a brand or build a business. You can just use it for self-use and still be able to write it off as a business at the end of the year. So educate yourself on that. We're not financial advisors or anything like that, but talk to your financial people and let them help you. Speaking of finances, Jason, this morning I did something. I did a thing.
Well, I'm listening.
See, what had happened was.
Uh-oh, here we go. All right. Whenever you start a story like that.
This morning, shout out to Kalile Lacombe and Joshua Stewart, them Heist boys. Crushed it this morning. They crushed it this morning
They took an L on the first trade and definitely came back and won big on the second one.
And then had the nerve to get back in that thing for a third time and hit TP2, take profit 2. Well, me being the person that I am, I'm looking at the charts. I got my stuff up and I'm like, and shout out to my brother Landon Taylor. He has built a crazy indicator. And he said to me yesterday, he was like, sis, just trust the trade, man. Trust the trade. Don't overthink it, right? So I get on there this morning and I get in the market. I made a grip, Jason. I made a grip. I started to video. I started the video. I got on the phone, Landon is my accountability partner. I get on the phone with Landon. I show him the trade, everything. And he was like, oh, man, since you did that this morning, I'm so proud. 20 minutes later, I go get back in the market
Mm-mm.
Gave back all the money I just earned and then ended with a loss.
Mm-mm. It's okay. I mean, you win some, you lose some. That's why we call them lessons.
Man, and I was in a blessing and I turned around and gave myself a lesson. What was I doing, Jason?
Hey, living. That's what you was doing.
Man, I was not living my best life. I was straight tripping, man. All I thought about was you. I was like, Jason would have been like, really, Koffe?
Because somebody over here on the other side of this call has a tendency to do that from time to time. Be like, you know what? I'm
Look,
gonna do one more.
look, and every single time I'll be like, Jason, now you got to follow your rules. And then this morning when I did, I said, I'm so ashamed. I can't even call Jason and tell him what I did.
Yeah, that's all right. But hey, you're being accountable for it, and that's more than what some people
Man,
do and say.
oh,
Because some people they make it seem like they win every time, and it's like, look, there's no
man,
way in hell you're gonna win every
no, man,
single
you
time.
are
That you just
not.
can't. You
You're
can't.
not. It's the law. It's the law behind it too. If you really think
Correct.
about it. So there's a law behind that. There is no. I mean, even Christ took losses. Come on, man. So like the biggest philanthropy workers that ever Gandhi took losses, Martin Luther King took losses. Everybody takes a loss. There's no way you cannot take a loss. It goes against nature. It goes against the whole law of
Yeah. If
nature.
you're winning every time, then you ain't trying hard enough.
No, and it's dangerous if you win it every time because it makes you have a unrealistic confidence. If something
Mm.
happens, like
Mm-hmm.
with my situation, you fall off a cliff. I read a story recently, Jason, about this dude. That's what happened to him. He was like on this high. He was winning. It's in a I can't remember what book it was. I'm a book junkie, so but the guy was I almost think it was in The Richest Man That Ever Lived. I think it might be in that book. But the guy was starting to lose at such a high rate that this dude literally jumped out of the window of his high rise
That's crazy.
and unalived himself.
That's crazy, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, man. So the guy was like, he was so overwhelmed at what had happened with all the losses that he experienced after having so many gains that this dude just
Hmm.
unalived himself. Like you jump out the window of a high rise.
I
I'm
look
like,
forward to L's every now and again, and the reason being is
man,
because you can't have a positive without a negative, and you're not going
yeah,
to keep, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, you're not going to keep getting blessed if you do not, you know what I mean? If you don't go through something, you have to go through something.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, because at some point you will think that you can replace the one that created you. You'll be in
Hmm.
that frame of mind, and that's the wrong frame of mind to be in for sure.
Yeah, that's a dangerous place to be.
A dangerous frame of mind to be in. I agree with you on that. Totally agree with you. Jason, what's going on in your world, man? We haven't had a show where you and I kind of chopped it up in a minute. It's been a long
Right.
while since we had a show where we kind of chopped it up and just kind of caught up to what's going on in both of our lives and the
Hmm.
family and all that kind of good stuff. But I heard you got some stuff popping and you got like some new films coming out. Talk to us about where you're at, what's going
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been really blessed. My agent's been reaching out to me more for auditions for commercials. I haven't really landed one in a while, and that's fine. At least the auditions are coming in. So again, blessing, right? It's just an opportunity. I start filming. Cameras up on Monday of a feature film. I play this young lady's dad. And if you pay any attention to me, you'll hear me say things like always making sure that you treat people right,
Yeah,
that you do right by people, because two films, one of them might turn into a series, but right now it's a film. One starting on Monday, one I think it's supposed to be somewhere around June, July area. I mean, basically from the same young lady just recommending me, right? And
hmm,
then just last week I ended up I have some friends that are filming was it the Walk of Purity? I think they just had a part two, and they just did a premiere over the weekend. I didn't get a chance to go. I was finishing up on a short film, and I think they went in the evening and I didn't know about it. But she just reached out to me and was like, "Hey bro, what's up? Have any interest in it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I like working with y'all." And she was like, "I got a part that I'm writing, it got your name on it." And I was like, "Thank you." So that's 3 so far coming up, right?
That's what I saw.
I
That's
just
awesome.
finished one. I filmed a movie about 2 months ago, and so I mean, this will be going on what, about 5
That's
films.
awesome. That's what's up.
There's another one called what is it called? Is it Wild Horse? I think it's Wild Horse. I think it's on YouTube. We're already over 100,000. It's a short film. We're already over 100,000 views on that particular one. So it's not like on Tubi or a streaming service outside of like YouTube. And I think it might be on another one. But it was a young lady I did a short with last year. Film's not even a whole year old, and I mean, yeah, just a story about her life. I mean, both her and her husband have been married like 4 or 5 times. So
Oh, that's crazy.
I mean, the thought and the act of finding love after all of that, I mean, that's pretty amazing. You know what I mean?
That
And
is
when you see
wild.
them together, it's like they have definitely lived and loved and learned. You notice what I said for that last one: lived, loved, and the most important thing is learned.
I got you.
If you're in and out of relationships and things aren't going right, then hopefully you're learning and not carrying that baggage on from one relationship to another. And I had an opportunity in the film to play him. You know what I mean? So that was pretty
What's
cool,
up?
And then I got an opportunity later on to meet him, and it was, yeah, he a cool dude, real cool dude. Kind of has an accent. I think he's from Chicago, if I remember right, but kind of has an accent and stuff, and just chill, real chill guy.
That's what's up. That kind of puts me in the mind of when Jamie Foxx met Ray Charles, like for
Mm-hmm.
the first time, like when he initially kind of went to find out about the opportunity to play him in that role, and he met him for the first
Mm-hmm.
time, and he was just talking about how epic it was to like meet this guy, this icon. I'm getting ready to play
Mm-hmm.
this iconic role, and I get a chance to be in the presence of the icon himself. And it
And
was so
murdered it.
interesting. Yeah, and it was cool because if you ever watch the footage, it was interesting because like Jamie Foxx was struggling with being able to embody Ray Charles, like when they were at the
Mm-hmm.
piano together. Did you ever actually get a chance to watch that?
What, Ray? Oh, I love that movie. I
No, no,
love
no,
it.
no. I'm saying the live one with him and before Ray Charles passed.
No, no,
Him
no, no, no.
and
I did see an interview that they did together, but no, I
yeah,
did not get an opportunity to
it was
watch the live one.
freaking
But I
amazing.
mean, he embodied it so much to where he can just snap back into that role in a
Yes,
heartbeat.
it
And I
was
mean, that's
amazing.
that's amazing.
Ray Charles was like, "Oh God, he got it. The boy got it." And then he kind of
Mm-hmm.
stood up and walked away from the piano, and literally all I could see in my head was Jamie Foxx. I couldn't even see Ray Charles at that moment. Like he
Mm-hmm.
literally was able to personify the greatness that was within him, in that film. And it was just, it's amazing. I've done some acting and done some theater myself, and it's something special to be able to do it. It's
It's
not
not
what
for the
people,
weak.
yeah, it's not what people think.
Right, absolutely. And I mean, what most people don't realize, and I just want to put it out there because it takes one hell of a commitment to do this, is Jamie Foxx every day when he showed up on set would literally glue his eyelids shut.
Yeah,
He had no choice but to embody that
yeah,
role.
yeah,
Imagine you show up, you glue your eyelids shut, and you are blind for 12 plus hours.
yeah. Can't see nothing. He
Nothing.
had, he had to live it out, in order to be
Mm-hmm.
able to impact and effectively connect with that community. It's kind of same kind of concept as when your boy Chadwick Boseman, when
Yep.
he did James Brown. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was bananas to watch him, and then in Concussion, when Will Smith played that famous
The
doctor.
doctor. Yep.
Man, like the doctor was so pleased with how he embodied his character. He talked about that candidly. He actually met with him and Jada, and he was just talking about how in everybody that they were looking at to play that particular role, the reason why he was so intrigued by Will Smith is because Will's desire to be him.
Mm-hmm.
I need to be you for this film to come across the way that it needs to come across, and he was able to do that with such poise and grace. It was
And think about this.
great.
Think about how dangerous that doctor's life had to be.
Yeah.
exposing the NFL like
Yeah.
that. That's
I mean, he
crazy.
put himself at such grave risk
Mm-hmm.
to be able to share that, and it showed. I think they kind of they made it a little docile in the film, sharing about the impact of what happened as a result of him, going forward with that. But how many when he did that, he saved the future not only of the sport but the people playing the sport. Like the
Mm-hmm.
lives that he saved was countless. I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
this was not just adult football. This was football pee-wee.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Pee-wee football. We're talking about tiny humans. The impact of that film did not just impact the NBA. I mean, the NFL, it impacted every single AAU, any kind of sports club that played football and got on that field. It
Mm-hmm.
impacted everybody.
Now
And it was,
the negative is, I mean, as a person who played, and I probably do have CTE because I used to be the little guy on my team and used to just lay into people. But I mean, you don't have the devastating great hits like you used to in the
yeah,
past. But I mean, from
yeah,
a health perspective, you need it,
yeah.
but from an entertainment perspective,
You kind of
they
want,
don't teach people how to hit anymore. And I
yeah,
think that's a catch 22. And the reason I say that is I think a lot of the injuries that you have now with these football players
mhm,
and basketball players and everything else is because a lot of the aggressiveness that they had in the past.
yeah,
And I brought up basketball for a reason, but I'll get to that in a second. But like with football, a lot of the aggressiveness, they taught you how to hit.
right,
They don't teach them how to hit like that anymore because they don't want them having head to head contact so much.
yeah,
And while I get it, what ends up happening a lot of times is when you do end up taking a hit, like even slight hits or whatever else, a lot of these kids are getting concussions and getting dizzy and stuff just from the slightest of hits. And that's just because they have not trained their bodies to
yeah.
take those
For the
hits
impact,
anymore.
yeah,
Right. And I mean, you talk about two couple 100-pound guys running into each other damn near full blast. You're not going to always be able, one dude dips, you're not going to always be able to readjust your body to not hit them a particular way. So now
yeah,
you're starting to see a lot more defensive players getting hurt because they can't really hit, and they're trying to tackle and everything else. And now you still got the offensive player that'll put his head down, but the defensive player can't match that.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So, but also catch 22 is I brought up basketball because it rests his soul. There's a young man that graduated with my daughter that passed away a few months ago. I think he had a heart challenge or something, and while he was in college, and he wasn't even. I don't think he was even playing for the team. I think he was just playing at the courts, but his dad used to play. Dad's tall, big guy. This guy, the kid, has been trained by some of the best, but his lack of aggressiveness, like when he would go up and get the ball and come back down, he tried to make sure he didn't elbow the, people that was under him and
hmm,
stuff like that. But he would come down wrong trying to not hurt someone else to where he would hurt himself. Make
ooh,
sense what I'm saying?
yeah,
So, and I told him, I was like, look, dude, it's like, I understand you're not trying to hurt anybody. Don't get me wrong. I was like, but you're hurting yourself. And then the thing is that when you come down and somebody catches an elbow a time or two, they're going to understand not to come stand under you. But they
yeah,
know that you're trying to not hurt them. So now they don't have an issue with coming up under you, which puts both of y'all at risk.
yeah,
I was like, but if you came down and bopped them a time or two, not hurt them, but just bopped them a time or two in an uncomfortable way, they're going to move. They're not going to
yeah.
stand up under you if you coming down with elbows.
No, for sure, for
So
sure.
it's kind of one of them things to where it's a catch 22. So now you got people who are they're playing, but they're the ones getting hurt, not because they're playing super aggressive and putting themselves necessarily in harm's way. It's just that they're not training the same way that they used to. So I
Yeah,
mean,
and
there it's a catch 22 to that.
it's definitely a catch 22 to it because like I growing up in Detroit with the Lions on the field,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
on the
I'm
field
listening. Come on with it.
in all my yesteryears, like I don't even get excited about watching football no more. I'll be like, okay,
Well, when you start
they
finding
be
out
like,
it's so scripted, that takes away from it as
yeah, it's
well.
like it takes away from the whole grit of the contact sport.
Mm-hmm.
But
And the way
speaking
I see it, if you're going to play these types of sports and you're getting paid millions, as far as I'm concerned, I want to see you go out there and knock the living crap out of each other, me personally.
listen, facts.
I mean, if you playing a sport, then I mean that's your sport. Then I literally want to see y'all knock the living crap out of each other. I don't want to see somebody playing timid. I don't want anything else. You're getting paid millions. Learn what to do
Yeah,
with your money.
yeah,
Play for a few years. I mean, if you think about it, the average football player plays for about 5 years.
right.
Now, granted, you got your Brady's and everything else that play well into their 40s, but you got to look at the positions that they're playing.
Yeah,
But the main grit, the players with the grit, I mean, you got to keep in mind, man, they play about 5, 6 years. Do something with your money and just get out of it and then live your best life afterwards. Like there's a guy that drag races right now. Darn it, I can't think of his name. He was on the championship team with the Eagles. Big old dude. Oh, dang, I can't think of his name. And I'm using my phone, so I can't get in my phone. His brother always liked drag racing, so he always kept a drag car around. And as soon as he retired, he started driving it himself. And he's kicking tail.
oh wow,
Cox. What's his name? But yeah, he out there kicking tail. I watch him from time to time, probably every other month or whatever, when I can catch a race on the TV. And I mean, he's living his best life. I mean, he took his money, he's doing what he loves with it.
that's
Got a
what's up.
good race team around him. Of course, he's throwing some money. Don't get me wrong, he's throwing that money around, but I mean, got a great race team behind him.
That's awesome though.
Yeah.
That's good though, because a lot of them they don't find the life that they thought they were going to lead after they leave the
Hmm.
game. You know,
Right.
most of them, like, I tell people all the time, they talk about financial freedom from a
Hmm.
perspective of thinking that, because somebody's a millionaire, they're free. No, there is
Most millionaires
countless
aren't free.
individuals that are millionaires whose money is just like your money is, and that is
Hmm.
tied up in BILLS's. Okay.
Hmm.
They live beyond their means. They got to keep doing what they're doing in order to sustain their livelihood. They
Hmm.
they literally got, I mean, it's just bigger toys.
Excuse me.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's a bigger toys, bigger game. But they made the same choices as somebody that's 100,000 there. Same thing,
Right.
living beyond their means, trying to prove something. Not being wise in their resources at all. So a lot of them, they retire and then they're devastated because
Hmm.
they don't have any kind of livelihood. Nobody taught them the right type of principles to sustain their livelihood when they got out of the game.
Preach it.
They didn't
Preach
teach
it.
them, how to
Hmm.
invest, save, put a portion that you take some of this and put it here, there, and everywhere. They just let them run reckless, and
Well,
I
yeah,
think about that from a coaching perspective too, because it's not just, you don't need to just be coached on the field.
you
You
need to
need
be
to be
coached
coached
off.
off the field first
Amen.
before you get on the field. You know what I mean?
Correct.
To kind of
Yeah.
understand how you're going to be able to balance this thing out. We've met several people. When you kind of look at it, I look at things from a perspective. You look at see how much money you. Let me give you an example like this. David was talking about this recently. David Imonetier, and David was saying the vast majority of us have earned at least $1 million, at
Oh,
least.
easily, easily.
No, at least like when you look at it and you start pulling your taxes out, if you earn a good living, you pull your taxes out and you go, I
Hmm.
literally made $1 million over the past 3 years to 4 years. What the heck happened to the money? And you
Hmm.
start really sitting down and you sit down and you process it, you come to realize that there is
Lifestyle.
so much discipline that is
Hmm.
required in order for you to be able to take the resources that you gained and be able to make that resources make babies and understand how to live within your means and how to live within 30 to 40% of your income. What does that really look like? How am I supposed to do that? What do
Hmm.
I do with the rest of my capital? Where do I put it at? What do I invest in? Why do I invest in it? How long do I keep the investment? So many
Right.
things like that. And a lot of things that people don't understand. Another thing too, like, why get a savings account and there's no interest bearing? That's not a savings account to
Right.
me.
Agreed. Preach.
So
Hey, you preaching over here. I'm loving it. Come on. Keep
man,
it
listen,
coming.
I'm telling you, the other day I was like, I got some, some bread I need to move around. And I was like, man, I started seeking out some, some different places where I could house that capital and get a return. I was like, man, I ain't gonna put this in no, I'm not gonna have it just sitting in no bank account for what? It's not gonna do anything.
Yeah,
Like it's
so the
not gonna,
bank can make money off of it. That's stupid, you
yeah,
know?
like it's not growing, it's not making any babies, it's not producing any fruit. Even right now, we're looking at different companies that we can utilize that won't dig this, won't
Hmm.
charge you an arm and a leg based on the amount of money you have in the account, where you can't comfortably make deposits without them snatching $25 a month because it's a business account, or $50 a month because you got a business. Well, if I got a business, I'm not looking to give you $50 of that
Thank
business.
you.
That's not what
Thank
I'm,
you.
so the only thing that I found so far is like Capital One. They have no minimums, no fees.
Hmm. Might have to look into that because yeah,
You
I need to
know,
move some stuff around myself. You get
yeah,
complacent over the years, right? You get
yeah,
complacent because
yeah,
things are kind of lining up.
yeah,
But it's good to check on this stuff from time to time, whether it's your car
absolutely.
insurance, or how you're
Yep,
banking, where your money is going.
yep,
Yeah, man.
facts, facts. And for my business people out there, go get you a Spark card. Get a Capital One Spark card. Great benefits to have the Capital One Spark card. My accountant told me about that when he was like, "Go get a Spark card." A Chase Ink card, great,
Hmm.
or a Sapphire card, or any kind of card where if you utilize it, you get these crazy amount of miles. If you're a traveler like I am, get
Hmm.
you a card that's going to pay you to travel. Like, get one of those kind of cards where you're getting these points and you just building these points. I know a lady now, man, she got so many points. I don't think this lady's paid for a flight in like 2 years. Like,
See,
she got that many points. It's just crazy. And
that's not
going
a bad
anywhere.
problem to have.
Yeah, it's not even stateside. It's like she's going everywhere. And don't, I'm like, dang, girl. So, just things like that to learn and grow and understand. And then also another thing too that my accountant always talks about, and that is to get a bank account through a minority bank, a minority
Hmm.
owned bank, grassroots kind of minority owned bank, because that is a great way for you to not only partner with the community, but be able to put yourself in a position to where when things come up and there's various kind of offers for you to be able to participate in, you're in that grassroots and you're involved
Hmm.
in the smaller banking system. And then lastly, partner with the credit union.
Yeah,
Partner
I'm
with the credit
partnered with
union.
two myself and a black
Partner with
bank.
the credit
Yeah.
union. Yeah, that, when I got the, one of the properties that we got it with the credit union. And listen, that was the smartest decision ever. It was an easy process. You didn't have to go through all the rigmarole, all the red tape. With the relationship in place, man, it was great. Like, even when I was in education, they had these programs. If you got a credit union account and you were a teacher, they would give you these different kind of perks. I still use those perks to this day, and I haven't been in a
Hmm.
classroom in a couple of years. And I still
Yeah, it's
haven't.
about alignment. You got to align yourself with the right people in the right situations and stuff. And I mean, you'll start to notice your world open up.
Big time, big time. So yeah, guys, get to know the right people, kind of get to know your partnerships, build the relationships and the rapports, and get connected with the right people. I think Jason and I met each other before, well, right around the time his last tiny human. Well, they're not tiny humans no more. His
Right.
his his youngest human, not, can't even call them tiny humans anymore. His youngest human was actually born. Like, that was almost 16 years ago.
About 16, 17 years
Yeah,
ago. Yeah,
yeah.
man. Been knowing you for a
And
long. We've been putting up with each other for a minute. Let's just say
for a
that.
long time. And the one thing I can always say, and I tell people all the time, Jason and I, there's always times where we have conversations and Jason like gives me different, he gives me different guidance when it comes to, like, especially with his industry, things that we've done, different events that we've done, published bodies of work, behind the cameras, all kind of different things. And the one thing I've always said and always respected that is that, you know, at the end of the day, we're business people. And like we've had sore disagreements about business, but we've never walked away saying, you know what, I hate you. I ain't talking to you no more.
Right.
You
I mean,
know,
you can agree to disagree. And
yeah,
I mean, when you're an adult and you have accountability, it's easy just to agree, you know, just, hey, look, we're not seeing eye to eye on it. That's fine. Right.
that's
No
table,
big deal.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
And you just keep it moving. It's not that
For sure.
serious.
And it's always an opportunity to learn. You know, we always talk about business things. We'll hash out some stuff about certain things, and Jason be like, "Yeah, that's not a good idea." And we've actually connected each other to different other people. The biblical, the Bible is really true when it says, in the multitude of wise counsel, there is safety. It's a safety net. It keeps you from making crazy decisions, getting yourself out there, can't get back to shore. You done got all the way out in the middle of the ocean, and ain't nobody out there to throw you a life jacket because you
True.
mad with everybody. You don't listen to nobody. So there's no one out there to throw you a life jacket to make sure you get back safe.
Plus, I also think this is where a lot of people mess up, right? This is just my thoughts. Is just because something is not for me doesn't mean that it's not for you.
Yeah, true.
So while a lot of our, I mean, let's just be honest with each other. A lot of our disagreements has been because something may not be for you, but it's for me, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So we might be like, well, I disagree, but I can see where you're going with this. So go
Yeah.
for it. I'm gonna stay here and I'm going to support you and do the best that I can to help you. But it may not be for me.
Right.
May not be something I'm interested in. I'm a car guy. So if you sitting here talking about makeup and perfumes and everything else, I don't care about all of that, right?
Everybody
I
got
mean,
time.
I might still support you and try to help you make some money with it, as well as maybe see if there's a way that I can find some interest in it, you know, to want to make some money with it. I don't have to love it to make money with it. That's
Yeah.
what I think a lot of people don't understand is, I mean, a lot of us have jobs that we don't love. I love mine currently, but you know, a lot of people are in industries and stuff that they don't love, but you still show up every day. So why don't
Yeah.
you do that for you?
Yeah. Yeah. Showing up for yourself is something that I think is probably one of the most underrated things that we hear about, because you know, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people don't even realize what that translates into. You know, Eric Thomas, one of my coaches, he said something today. He was talking about how you have to develop the area of your life that's underdeveloped. Just be honest
Mm-hmm.
with yourself. Which area of my life am I neglecting? Am I literally neglecting this area? Why I'm neglecting it is irrelevant. It's the fact that I'm neglecting it. I need to develop this area of my life
Mm-hmm.
because it's costing me a lot right now. I don't want to admit that it's costing me a lot, but I need to work on developing this area of my life. And he started sharing the areas that he needed to develop in. It was crazy because he was like, y'all think because I got the mic, it makes me different from you. No,
Mm-mm.
it makes me, I'm not no different from you. I got things that I need to work on. I got stuff I
Mm-hmm.
gotta work on. And he was just really like unpacking it and sharing like that I'm not the person that you see, the person that you're encountering still has different things that he has to grow and develop. And like you said, he was like, I gotta show up for me. When I show up for me, I'm able to show up for Didi and his two children. And he was talking about all the different things. And he was talking about how certain people in your life, they're there to show up. He was talking about like a couple that actually works with him and his wife. And he was like, listen, they wrap their life around making sure they're actually serving in the community. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're real philanthropy people. Like he was like, if their child has a major, because one of their kids is like this big icon. He's a big college, getting ready to be a major star. I can't think of the kid's name, but he was talking about how they had a conversation with him and said, we still got to be here for everybody else, but we got to be here for you too. So either daddy
Mm-hmm.
gonna be there or mama gonna be there. But
There
he
you
was just
go.
talking about how they gonna show up. They're always going to show up. And he was just talking about the importance of showing up for yourself and being there, being where you say you're gonna be, doing what you said you're gonna do, you know, partnering with whoever you said you were going to part and making good on your word, because your word is all you
Mm-hmm.
got.
Word. That's why they say word is bond, because basically, if you falter on your word, if you're dealing with anybody with integrity and you're
Yeah,
faltering on your word, let me give you a hint. If you're wondering why people are walking in and out your life, and there are people with some form of influence, go look in the mirror. It's probably
yeah,
something that you're doing.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, seriously, it's probably something that you got going on or something that you're doing, and that's the reason why things are looking like they're looking.
And people can't depend on you. And that's something
Mm-mm.
that's extremely important is when you say you're going to do something, people need to be able to depend on you. They need to know that you coming through. You said you were going to come through. They need to know unless something happens, life does happen. We can't sit here and say that life does not happen. It does.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it should not be an excuse as to why you're not showing up. Because at the end of
Correct.
the day, if you don't show up, then you can't ask somebody to show up.
If you're not showing up for people who you consider your day ones and your best friends and stuff, then I pretty much can guarantee you're not showing up for yourself.
Of course not.
And that's probably the reason why your life looks the way that it does.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a true fact. Man, on a heavy note,
What's up? Holla at me.
oh my goodness. I'm just looking at these statements that Trump has been making. So
Man, this idiot. Yeah.
the biggest
No
bridge
tact.
in Iran comes tumbling down, never to be used again. Much
Mm-hmm.
more to follow. It is time for Iran to make a deal before it's too late and there's nothing left of what still could be a great country. President Donald J. Trump. Man, this dude has been saying stuff the past couple of weeks that is not just being detrimental to Iran, but
Mm-hmm.
detrimental to everybody. Like,
Mm-hmm.
while he's so hell bent on bringing harm to this country,
Mm-hmm.
and all the while you're harming your own backyard. Like,
Yeah.
my little, when my big vehicle got totaled, I said I wasn't gonna buy another whip right now. I'm just gonna get a cash vehicle. Dude,
Mm-hmm.
I got a cash vehicle. Nice cash. Don't get me wrong, it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I was rolling out paying like $38 to fill up. That thing was $52 today. I was like,
I ended up filling up
God,
my car today at, what was it, 79, 70 something dollars to fill it up. 18-gallon tank diesel. 18 gallons, 70 plus dollars. Makes absolutely
$70
no damn sense.
18 gallon. I mean,
I went
dude,
from spending 40 something to now in my 70s, in
that's
the
crazy.
70s.
That's
And I
crazy.
used to spend roughly, what was that, 60, 70, 80 to fill up my truck, 35-gallon tank diesel. Now it's over 150.
That's crazy, dude.
But we're making America great again. We're helping, and we're helping out the common guy and everything else, and we're making everything so much safer. And no, I mean, basically we have a target on our back. Other than Israel and maybe a couple other countries, nobody in the world particularly cares for us. I don't know
No,
what this thought is that we think that so many other countries just love us. No, they're taking our money and they hate our guts because of our arrogance and ignorance. They'll
man.
take your, I mean, think about it. We give money to all these other countries and stuff. We got so many poor people right here. So, I mean, if you was one of these other countries, wouldn't you take the money? I would. I don't
Yeah.
have to like you as long as you stay over there. I'm gonna continue to take this money. We're gonna play like we're friends. Hey, yeah, I got your back.
Now, I ain't got like you to take your money now.
Thank you.
Like ain't got
I
nothing.
got your back. Yeah, whenever something pop off, I got you. No. I'm gonna come over here and build these weapons, build my military, build whatever I need to build. And then if something ever happens, I got you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not for real, but yeah, we gonna talk good. So think about it. All right, so these people got nukes and weapons and everything else. Now, granted, we still not moving the oil like we supposed to be moving. We just sit
Mhm.
here and blew up one of their biggest bridges. So I saw a post today, maybe an hour before the show. What happened if they sent a missile over here and blew up one of those bridges in California?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what's gonna stop them? Once the missile's in the air, what's gonna stop them? we've gotten to the point to where we're so unconscious about our own presence and what we have here because we're distant from Europe and the East, but we forget that they have weapons that'll reach out and touch us over here.
Yeah.
I mean, while we're stretched out with our military and our Navy and everything over there, who's to say they're not sending ships over here surrounding, different oceans and everything? They just haven't made a move yet. Who's to say that there's not a submarine or something sitting right off the coast somewhere? Russia used to do that a lot. They used to just have submarines that would stay down there for months.
Yeah.
Just sit there, wouldn't move, so it didn't always trigger satellites or anything. But, it's just sat there, ready to go.
That's crazy.
People don't think.
There has been suggested reports that there is some lingering threats for major states and major institutions, like collegiate institutions and things like that, where they know they can hit a significant amount of people at one time.
Right.
Yeah.
All you got to do, think about all the different artists and sports teams and things that we have and how many millions of people are in one stadium.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now, I saw another post around that same time, and it says, what would happen if they were to bomb one of our bridges? What would we consider them? Terrorists. But yet we go over there and we bomb one of their bridges and we're saying it's peace? That's war. That's a war crime.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you have a bunch of people like you and I that think that it's a travesty that all of this stuff is happening and we're going to have to pay for it. But the ones I think really is going to take a toll on are the ignorance. They think, oh my gosh, we're showing strength and everything else. This is not strength. Bullying people and trying to mess with other people and trying to force people to bend to your will is not strength. Real strength is what we're doing right now, and that's having a conversation. To work on coming to an agreement to move in one direction or another as a whole. Not for me to come in here and try to take over the Koffe Brown Show with my thoughts and everything else. I'm strong-willed, strong-minded or whatnot. Again, we don't always agree, right? Me showing strength is coming in here and having a good conversation with you, and we're both agreeing to move one way or another. So what if we have a strong military? Who gives a darn? Nobody truly cares. Because what you see even with these sports teams is that no matter how good you are, it could be the worst team in the league, but they still have your number on that particular day. We've seen boxers go in there and we already know they're going to win. Take one punch and go down.
Facts.
Game over.
Yeah. Yeah.
One punch. That's all it takes.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, it's alarming at best when you really think about how many souls have been impacted by this, and how it's almost like we're helpless as far as being able to help with something like this. It's a little bit out of reach in a sense. To be able to help. And then on top of that, I'm always traveling, so here it is now with the challenges with TSA. I literally was like, we got checked in by ISIS. I was like,
how crazy does that sound? That sounds ludicrous.
It sounds crazy, dude, but that's real talk. There was no TSA people there. It was all ISIS, and that's the reason why the delays are so bad, because they don't know what the heck they're doing, first of all. And it's people are just like freaking out when they see them because they don't know what they're looking for. People were in the line just like, when they got up close, this one lady was like, oh, I feel real safe now. And the guy, one of the cops, was like, what do you mean? She was like, this doesn't make people feel safe. It doesn't make us feel like you guys
when you hide the cops is when you actually feel safe. Their presence, but hidden, is when you feel safe, because they're there. What is the whole point of the Secret Service? They're there, but it's to make everybody else comfortable.
It's a secret, like, yeah, for real. And I said, the lady was like, she said, this is not making people calm or, feel like they're being treated respectfully. We've seen all this footage on social media platforms where people are being attacked at the airport and just drug out of line and just crazy stuff, all for what real cause? When this whole nation was founded on immigration, it was founded on the fact of people being able to come here, feel safe to come here, feel safe to live here, feel safe to bring their families here. And now we're just abandoning the whole idea of this being a nation where people can come to start over. People literally, the lady that owned the nail salon that I used to go to in Riverstone for years, with my daughters, for years we went. She literally came here inside of a boat with her mom and dad.
See?
From Vietnam.
See? There you go.
She said when she was a child, there was mice, newborn mice that would literally fall on her head in the middle of the night because they would have their babies in the ceiling and the babies would just fall down in her bed. She'd wake up with little mice, pink little mice in the bed with her.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh. Now, just to hear stories like that, and she say, we came to America because we knew we'd be safe here, and I think her dad died en route trying to get her mom and her just to a safe place. And now this nation is abandoning the same people that it said it was willing to serve and love on. Like Thanksgiving has a whole different meaning now.
Yeah, it's not very thankful at all, is it?
No.
And I mean, okay. I mean, the part of the reason why she's successful right now is because she went through some adversity. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
It was tragic, but that's a large portion of the reason why she's successful now. We spoon fed, you know what I'm saying? We spoon feed our kids and our relatives and everything, and they have a lack of appreciation. Then we wonder why you have someone from another country that came over here poor and now they're rich or at least successful.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's because they're not opposed to hard work, where, we sit here and try to raise our own kids. And I'm talking about Americans, and also people who are affluent have a tendency to raise their kids with a silver spoon in their mouth because we don't want them to have the same hardships. Those hardships is what made you.
And it's what gives you that resilience, that ability to withstand adversity and opposition, to come back from great falls. It makes you all the better, and it makes you have that power to withstand the test of time. Like, how you gonna build anything without a foundation? Like, it's like me and you saying, hey, let's go build this house, and there's no concrete involved. We don't got no concrete, no foundation.
No real foundation, no nothing.
We brought the wood and we just gonna put it up. Put it up against what? What's gonna sustain it?
Correct.
That's good stuff, Jason. It's real true. Like the sustainability, like, come on, man. How are you going to withstand? If you really think about it, like if somebody believes in something and they believed in it, what is that show? Anthropy? What is the name of that movie? You know what I'm talking about? That Tyler Perry
the
movie?
one, is that the one with
Taraji.
What is that? I can't think of it.
Something like that.
No, you're close, but that's not it.
Whatever it is. Something.
Yeah, you're close, but that's not it. Yeah,
it starts with an A, but the guy believed in himself. Like, he believed past everything. Like,
unconditionally.
It's the same thing with the based on the true story of The Pursuit of Happiness. That man believed, you hear me? He believed to the point where he was willing to sacrifice everything, take an internship, knowing full well he didn't have the capital to take care of nothing. Like, he just believed so hard in what it is that he was chasing after. He wrote it in his book. The movie's based off a real book that he wrote.
And kept his son nearby and everything. And he found a way.
Fought through it. fought through it
But
and
his
made
son was
a
his
way.
driver to make sure that he became successful, because he was not going to continue to let this boy not have somewhere to stay.
Right.
That's my
And
opinion.
yeah, and when he told his son, he said, son, don't you let nobody, not even me, tell you what you cannot do. I
Mm-hmm.
honestly, there's something with one of my children that's going on right now that they are, when I say they are gung-ho about doing this one thing, and I literally have to just zip my lips because I want to say, go find something that's working. I have
That.
to not say that, although I feel it, I think it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, you going gung ho for this, like you willing to lose it all for this thing. You willing to, I mean, like literally, I'm talking about to the point where I'm like cringing, but at the same time, when my child said, when I cross over, when I get through this process, I am going to
Mm-hmm.
be this, that, and the third. How dare
There you
me
go.
tell them what they cannot do or tell them to quit? Because,
Amen. Yeah.
you got to think about the fact, and I know it's time for us to get out. We got like 90 seconds. You got to think about this one thing, that caterpillar that is wrestling in that cocoon. And I have seen a caterpillar wrestling in a cocoon, and
Mm-hmm.
just
Come
out
on,
of
preach.
instinct, you want to just you want to hit it and let them out. But if you hit it, they are going to die. They have to wrestle through that process. Even a
Yep.
snake, as much as we don't like snakes, it is so much power in them shedding their skin.
Yep.
So
Yep.
much power in that just the whole thought of that
Man, you
process
preaching, man. You got me over
where,
here smiling. Keep it going.
man,
Keep talking.
to
I'm loving
watch
it.
a snake like literally hit themselves against stuff because they are so uncomfortable trying to get out of the old and get to the new,
Keep going.
just
I'm
fighting
loving it.
fighting through it. Like this is what we need to be not only teaching our children, but reinforcing those same things within ourselves and preaching to ourselves to say, man, just take the lesson from nature.
Mm-hmm.
Just take the lesson from nature. And you can just see in nature, just think about a palmetto bug. If a palmetto bug gets in your house,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to die, but they don't care about the risk. They coming in the
True.
house.
Yeah, they're gonna come in. They're
They
definitely
coming
gonna
in.
come in.
They coming in.
Yeah. They're
Period.
coming in. Yeah.
Period. And
Get
you got
ready,
to
because
really
here they come. Yep.
they coming. You know what I'm saying? And you got to just think about it. What am I willing to literally die for? What am I willing to say? I will take my last breath doing this because it's my desire to come out on this side and become A, B, C, and D. We got to have
Mm-hmm.
something to die for so that we can live.
Correct.
We got to.
And that's
We
the
got
reason why I have that motto that I have. It's like, I will run 100 miles to avoid a fight, but I will not back up 1 inch.
no, not when I'm there. Not when I gotta stand up. I
10
can't.
toes down. I believe in what I believe in, and
10
that's a problem
toes
for anybody.
down. Period. 10 toes down.
Just don't
Period.
let it be your problems. You know what I mean?
Know, right? Right. Facts all day.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
man, this has been amazing. Jason, appreciate you being here, brother, getting the
Thank you
chance
for
to catch
having me
up with you, man.
on one of my calmer moments.
Yes, yes. In a time where we don't get a chance to kind of be like, let's get back to the old days. We've been doing this for 8 years, dude. This has been a
Mm-hmm.
long, amazing journey, man. And I still love it to this day. Still
Absolutely.
love it.
Likewise.
Still love it.
Likewise.
All right. I appreciate you, brother. Hey, family, listen, thank y'all for tuning in, tapping in. It's your girl, P. Coffee Brown, your boy, Jay Thib in the building. We'll see y'all again for another edition of the P. Coffee Brown Show. Grace and peace till then.
For sure.
Understood. But you look amazing.
You don't look too bad yourself, birthday boy.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You ready?
Whenever you want.
All right.
Meet you up tomorrow.
With the power of AI, you can make your marketing come alive. Just with a few clicks of a button, you can turn a marketing campaign from good to great. Join us for the revolution. With artificial intelligence, let's make your marketing come to life. CEOcoffee.com.